Okay, this is a reaction video. This is 10 greatest Pele moments from the World Cup. And now we all know that on uh, last Thursday, today's the 2nd of January 2023, but last Thursday, 29th, Edson Rantes de Nascimento passed away. And I was pretty much too young to have seen Pele play in his. I mean, I was 1 year old when he won the 19th. And Brazil won the 1970 World Cup, and yeah, he played in with the New York Cosmos, and I saw briefly him play for the Cosmos. But really, Pele was a little bit before my time. But his impact on the football world and in the sporting world in general has been amazing. So I just want to see what this is. This is top 10 greatest Pele moments from the World Cup. This is, I believe, from Mojo. I'm going to double check that real quick right here. Yeah, watchmojo.com. Please click like, share, and subscribe for them. And please click like, share, and subscribe for me. But 10 greatest Pele moments from the World Cup.
He made friends in high places and was adored by fans young.
Yeah, he was Shep Messing said that when Pele, when Muhammad Ali showed up at a Cosmos game, he was doing the Muhammad Ali things, but when they got to the locker room, he was awestruck by Pele. Just it was just something. Certainly, Pele and Muhammad Ali belong on the same plane. Both of them certainly made impacts.
And old.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 greatest Pelé moments from the World Cup.
We soon saw why. A kid of
Mario Zagallo played with him on the 1958 and 1962 World Cup teams, then managed the 1970 team.
only 16 or 17 have been called up to the Brazilian national team.
For this list, we'll be looking at the career-defining incidents that the legendary forward was involved in at the world's biggest international football tournament. Which Pelé moment on this list is your favorite? Let us know below. Number 10. Iconic helper. Let's not forget, though, that this iconic forward not only scored goals, but he was also a genius when it came to assisting. During the World Cup final game between Brazil and Italy in 1970, Gerson played a long ball into the box, finding Pelé perfectly. Nobody would have blamed him had he attempted to score. Instead, he realized that Jairzinho was in a better position. So Pelé nodded the ball into his path, allowing the...
Jair would go and score in every single game in the World Cup 1970. And the only player I think the only player to ever do that.
Winger to score.
For Pelé, and he's in behind everybody, and shots out for Jairzinho.
That wasn't the greatest goal that ever scored, but the header, putting it right into his path, where all he has to do is just let it hit him and go into the back of the net, is fantastic.
Walks it into the net. Jairzinho keeps his goal-to-game record going.
And this is the greatest team that ever played, as far as I'm concerned, the 1970 Brazil team.
Brazil won 4-1 and lifted the trophy for the third time. Number 9, taking it to Wales. Entering the 1958 World Cup, Pelé had a knee injury, but his teammates and Brazil fans were desperate for the 17-year-old to play. And when he did, the youngest player in the tournament's history at the time, he showed the magic that would define his career. Taking on Wales in the quarterfinals, Brazil struggled to find a way through the British nation.
The Brazilians all follow the Santos star into the net. So do the photographers.
That was until the 66th minute. With his back to the goal in the box, Pelé controlled the ball with his chest. He then flicked the ball over the tackle attempt by the defender, spun, fired it into the back of the net, and gave his team the win. Beautiful.
This goal against Wales was enough to secure a quarter-final win.
Number 8, expert control.
Now, the funny thing about that goal that he scored, not really that goal, but, and this is a true story, this is what Pelé, I heard him say on an interview. When he was 9 or 10 years old, Brazil was playing in the World Cup at home in the Maracanã, and Uruguay, they lost 2-1. He comes walking down the hallway, and he sees his father by the radio, and his father was crying because Brazil had lost. He goes, "Papa, why are you crying?" And his dad goes, "Brazil's lost the World Cup." And so Pelé goes, "Don't worry, Papa, I'll win you the World Cup." Well, he ended up winning 3, okay? And his first World Cup that he ever played was the 1958 World Cup team, and a lot of Brazilians think that was better than the 1970 team. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of video out there, or great video that you can look at to compare, but Yeah, this first ever attempt to win the World Cup, he did it, and he would 3 of the 4 World Cups he would play in, he would lift the trophy.
Hoping to reclaim the World Cup after missing out in 1966, Brazil opened the 1970 tournament with a group game against Czechoslovakia. They immediately showed why this squad is considered one of the best to ever grace the event. With the score 1-1, Brazil's Gerson spotted the run of Pelé. With an inch-perfect pass, Pelé, facing the goal, met the ball with his chest, directing it in front of him.
It's Pelé. Pelé now! Yes, there it is! Back into touch of a master!
That is just so difficult to do, to trap the ball, bring it down in front of you, with have the patience, and then putting it into the back of the net. Absolutely fantastic.
Normally difficult to pull off, the forward made it look easy. Pelé sets himself in the box as the goalkeeper rushes towards him. Then he rifles the ball into the back of the net, putting Brazil on the path to winning 4-1.
In Brazil's opening game against Czechoslovakia, he played with vigour, determination and imagination, lifting his teammates to a 4-1.
That's one of the better things. He takes the shot from half field, and when you look at it, like now,
Win.
Number 7.
it doesn't show it all the way. It looks like it misses wide, but then when you look at it from behind, it was about just 2 inches to the left, and it goes into the net.
Free kick brilliance. Among his God-given gifts, Pelé had a strong knack of hitting free kicks, and this was evident on the world stage when Brazil played Bulgaria in 1966. After getting tripped up, he was awarded a free kick. When he took the kick, it was clear that from the power of the shot, the keeper had no chance of saving it. Just another day at the office for Pelé. Brazil went on to beat Bulgaria 2-0. Number 6.
And that was also the 1966 World Cup where they went out. That's the only World Cup he didn't win. England would win that World Cup.
Hat trick against France. At the time of writing, the Santos icon is still the youngest player to score a World Cup hat trick at the tender age of 17 years and 244 days. And France was the unfortunate recipient of this piece of history. Facing the Europeans in the semi-final of the 1958 tournament, Brazil ran riot against them. Already up 2-1, Pelé added his first in the 52nd minute with a mistake by the French goalkeeper. 12
Not the greatest goal you're ever going to see Pelé score, but in the right place at the right time.
minutes later, he then finished the scrappy box scramble. But his final goal was something special. A bobbling pass was expertly controlled on Pelé's thigh before he volleyed it in from the edge of the area. Brazil comfortably won 5-2 and went on to the final. Number 5, save of the century.
This is probably one of my favorite moments of any World Cup, and that the person holding that picture right there is named Gordon Banks, who passed away, I believe, in 2019. And Pele and Gordon Banks would go on to become best friends to the end of their days. And Pele would say, "I missed a goal, but I gained a friend." How Gordon, first of all, the goal, it should have been a goal. Okay, by all measure of logic, Pele did a perfect head. It was a great ball, a great header. He heads it low, like you should. And how Gordon Banks got this over the goal, I still don't know to this day. This is this is to me the greatest save I've ever seen.
So maybe this wasn't his moment to shine, but the fact that he's a part of it can't go unnoticed. It's considered one of the best goalkeeping saves of all time. Jairzinho whipped in a cross from the right-hand side towards a person most likely to score in the world, Pelé. He rose and met the ball with his head, firing it toward the bottom corner. Straight away, the forward began to celebrate. However, out of nowhere, Gordon Banks threw himself to the corner and somehow drew enough strength to tip it over the bar.
Pelé thought he'd scored with a perfect downward header, but Banks defied belief with a stunning save.
Pelé and Banks went on to become great friends and spoke highly of each other on several occasions. Number 4, weaving through Mexico. Going into the 1962 World Cup, Pelé was considered the best player on the planet.
Now, in 1962 World Cup, it was played in Chile, and Brazil would go on to win it. But the star for Brazil was not Pelé in that tournament because Pelé got injured. It was Garrincha who was the big star.
In Brazil's first game against Mexico, he was able to showcase his talent against Mexico. With his side 1-0 up, Pelé picked up the ball on the right-hand side. Cutting inside, he used his explosive pace to beat 4 Mexican players, finding his way into the box. Before the defenders could make a successful tackle, Pelé, off balance, rifled the ball into the bottom corner. Number 3, free kick rocket.
1970 World Cup, amazing free kick.
Taking on Romania in the final game of Group 3, Pelé got Brazil off to a perfect start. In the 9th minute, they had a free kick just outside of Romania's.
If you've ever seen Roberto Carlos' free kick against France in 1997, where he used his left foot and he went around the French goal, absolutely gorgeous free kick. This is not too dissimilar from that with the right foot.
Box. With a long run up, the legend put everything he had into his shot.
Brazil 1, Romania 0.
The ball rocketed into the back of the net before goalkeeper Sere Automake could even attempt to save. After Pelé scored a second time, Brazil went on to win 3-2. Number 2, world-winning header. As football-loving kids, we've all dreamed of scoring in a World Cup final and winning the prestigious trophy. Well, Pelé got to live that.
This was in the World Cup final, and the ball comes across. He's one of, I think, 4 players who've ever scored in 2 World Cup finals. I can think of, I know Zidane did it, I know Breitner did it, Zidane did it for France, Breitner did it for Germany, Pelé did it. There's one other player, but I forget which one it was.
Ronaldinho, watch Pelé now. What a beautiful goal from Pelé. El Rey Pelé. 100 goal for Brazil.
Taking on Italy in 1970, Brazilian teammate Rivellino lobbed the ball into the box from the left-hand side. At the far post, Pelé met the ball and headed it into Enrico Albertosi's net. Brilliant.
They triumphed 4-1. Brazil had won the Jules Rimet Trophy for a 3rd time.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, history-making final.
I was in Sweden with Brazil with the 17 years old. Brazil won the World Cup. That's a gift for God.
Taking on host nation Sweden in the final, Pelé became the youngest player to score in a World Cup final. And what a goal it was. Pelé controlled the ball in the box with his chest. He then flicked it over the head of a defender who attempted to foul him before Pelé lashed a volley into the back of the net.
Now, if they had fouled him, it would have caused a penalty kick. Pelé was just too good at the time, and just the reason what made Pelé so good, and it's true for Messi, Ronaldo, Ibrahimovic, these type of players, is their football mind just works so at such a different level than anybody else's. And I don't know why, I don't know how anybody gets to that. It's just the thought of, oh, you're going to do that, I'm going to do this, okay? And while you're looking for me and wondering where the hell I just went, the ball's already in the back of the net, and I'm celebrating a goal. I mean, and it said he's not alone in that, but he's one of the few. He's one of the greats. I mean, he's at that table, and he was before his time.
Outstanding. He followed this up with a looping header over keeper Kalle Svensson. Brazil won 5-2, setting, at the time of writing, the record for the highest-scoring World Cup final in history.
The emotions of the occasion proved all too much for the 17-year-old boy.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips.
Yeah, these are great moments. Another moment that is against Uruguay, the one that I love as well, is where the ball is played to Pelé, and he doesn't even play the ball. He just dummies it and goes around the keeper and almost scores. It is absolutely an amazing. It just goes to what I said about the footballing mind of these of players like Pelé and Messi. You know, I'm going for the ball, okay? Goalkeeper is looking at, are you looking at me or are you looking at the ball? If he looks at the ball, he gets it. But Pelé just ignores the ball. The goalkeeper ignores the ball because he's too worried about Pelé, and he almost scores. It's really a brilliant play. It's fun to watch on YouTube. I'm sure it's there. But yeah, that's one of my favorite moments. But it's not on this one. But for Watch Mojo, please click like, share, and subscribe. And please click like, share, and subscribe for me as well. This was fun. Have a good rest of your day.